Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Natural gas utilization. One should consider, I will take you to utilization not for the power, nor to the heat, but for the products where I'm coming from. Natural gas, gentlemen, you can consider as a crude oil. Not just as a crude oil, but I would say improved crude oil. Why? Because from natural gas, we can derive most of the products we are deriving from a crude oil. It's not complicated. I'll show you through. It has been done in the world. It's ongoing. There are a lot of talking so on the net, figures, cost, expenditure, capex, whatever it is, what it cost. Most of these figures, I can tell you from experience and expertise, are good for the internet. We call it internet research. Actually, it's not correct. For the record, I arrived to Israel 3 days ago from South Africa. I've been to South Africa last 2 weeks, and I had a very long meeting with Cecil, with the head office, general managers, and the chief technical manager of the GTL, which apparently we grew up together at Cecil. Now I can tell you that Cecil is building now a plant for $10 billion in Louisiana, their own plant for GTL. They wouldn't do that. This is a big company of 30,000 employees with about 80 years of experience. Top class of the world. I believe their turnover is about corporation 20 billion. They wouldn't put $10 billion in a new plant if they were not sure 100% the internal of return is better than any other options. Kuwait built 2 plants. Nigeria got a plant. Algeria got a plant. Cecil is going to build now a plant in Mozambique, and the future one is in Azerbaijan. Let me take you to the way how it is possible to utilize the natural gas for products. Products like LPG, naphtha, jet fuel, gasoline, diesel oil, waxes. Well, I assure you that at about $5 to $6 per million BTU, it is more economic than any products from crude oil at $100 a barrel. The economics is banana. We'll see it. Let's go one by one. Okay. There are 2 stages to convert the natural gas into products. The first one is to break the methane, which consists about 90-95% of the natural gas is methane, to convert it to syngas. The objective is syngas. The syngas is this. No. Where's up? No. Okay. The syngas is a combination of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. I won't go into loud to this, but this is a 100 years experience technology. Everybody can buy it off shelves. There are 2 technology, what's called SMR, old technology. The new one is auto-reforming, but it doesn't matter. Once we have the syngas, carbon monoxide and hydrogen, we can make everything. Almost everything we are getting from the crude oil. What can be done from natural gas? First, we make a syngas, which is not complicated and really not really expensive. We can make LPG, diesel, gasoline, methanol. I'll show you in a couple of minutes the world production of these products. And acetic acid, MTBE, which is used as a replacement additive for the gasoline. The formaldehyde is derived from the methanol. We can add propylene. The propylene is a good feedstock for polypropylene. Ethanol. Ethanol can be a replacement to the gasoline. We'll talk about it. DME, dimethyl ether, replacement for diesel and LPG. butylene, ethylene, and so forth. The spectrum is wide. Economics, as I said before, based on $5 to $6 million BTU, it's viable. CapEx, capital investment. The normal figure for a grassroots plant, if we build it in Israel, grassroots plant will be 45,000 barrels a day, will cost $4.5 billion. That was approved last week on my discussion with Cecil as a general discussion. We got a very, very long discussion of the possibility. If we build it inside battery limit, could be might be more attractive. Let's look again at the products. LPG. LPG, what we call GAPAM, need in the country, sometimes I believe we even import it, can be easily produced from natural gas. Propylene, as a feedstock to a polypropylene plant. Ethylene, for the polyethylene plant. Butylene, isomerization, MTBE, gasoline, diesel. Also, we can provide products, ethanol. Ethanol can be a replacement for gasoline. Energy values, if not mistaken, is about 80%, vastly used in Brazil. Can be done directly from natural gas. Methanol, quite simple technology. Can tell you, I think it's about 26 million tons a year produced methanol in the world for various purposes. Part of it for the petrochemical industry, part of it for the transportation, specifically in China. DME could be the future. Korea is changing the infrastructure of utilization of LPG or CNG to DME. DME is a dimethyl ether. It is similar to LPG. How it has been done? On the left side, we can see the carbon monoxide and the hydrogen reacting. When we combine them together, we got a molecule CH2. As we build the molecule, we got hydrocarbons. I won't talk too much, but let's say CO2H2 provide us with simple methanol. So the reactions are relatively simple. Well, I can tell you, this plant, to my mind, is simpler than the Intel plant, which are building the semiconductors. Where is the point? The point is, it's not the economics. As I said, the economics is very favorable. The point is with the technology knowledge. You cannot go and build a plant. One should buy the technology. For GTL, there are three major players in the world for large scale. Shell, Sasol, Chevron. Chevron got some alliance with Sasol. There are small companies, Velocis, Rentec, you name it. It's not viable for large scale. Small scale, 1,000 barrels a day, maybe. But large scale, as our country would need, it is not viable at this stage. Methanol, no problem. This is a mature technology, easy buy, no problem, just put the money. Ethanol can be done in 2-3 ways, which we should be considered in Israel sincerely. Sasol high temperature Fischer traps, what he calls a CES reactor, fluidized bed, produce ethanol. You can shift the reaction to make oxygenates. Lurgi, Ude, Dow Chemicals got technologies for ethanol. DME, dimethyl ether, Haldor-Topsoe, this is a Danish company, Lurgi German, Mitsubishi, and so forth. Let's look what's going on in the world. At GTL, LPG, diesel, and the rest, the 430,000 barrels a day are currently produced. Sasol is producing 155,000 barrels a day from syngas in South Africa. They got the plant in Kuwait, and they are now building, and they got another one which will be a Mosul Bay. 175,000 barrels are on the stake now to be built. Methanol, world production for natural gas, about 76, 78 million tons per year. Huge production, we expect it to grow, especially because of China. China is producing syngas from other sources, but got a policy, strategy to convert it, a lot of it to methanol. DME, will be the future, one of the fuels, which is now being produced about 3.5 million tons per year. What can be done in Israel? Suppose we have 1,000 BCM in the soil, in the sea. Maybe we have 900, doesn't matter. Let's say we have 500 BCM spare. 900 BCM spare, gentlemen. We can make from 80 BCM per year the following. We can make 160,000 barrels of gasoline and diesel for the sake of the country. If we make this, there is no need to buy crude oil. Why should we buy crude oil if we have the crude oil in the form of natural gas? Does make sense to me. I remember 1973 crisis. I remember 1978 crisis. I remember the 80 crisis. It's just a matter of time that we will be in any additional crisis, could be also political. We are living in a harsh neighborhood. There's a range of products we can make from 16 or 18 BCM. 16 BCM for 30 years is 400 and we can make it. LPG from 100 to 180 to 360. Propylene, ethylene. Look at the vast amount we can make to sustain our own petrochemical industry. Gasoline. Our consumption annually is about 2.7 million tons a year. No problem whatsoever to make it from GTL, from the natural gas. Let's say we don't make the 2.7 million for the country, make 50 of it. We calculated about 4 years ago what would be the critical amount the country will have to have under long siege, say 6 to 8 months. We will have to have gasoline and diesel for sustainability of the country. We need transportation, we need for the food, we need for the army, we need for the rescue forces. We evaluated at that stage 4 years ago to be about 1 million ton of gasoline, about 1 million ton of diesel oil, which is equivalent to about 45,000 barrels a day plant. 45,000 plants, that actually was a figure which I wrote the report, which I placed on Tzemach committee on the export. This is the minimum the country should survive and we should reserve. So, gasoline, we can make whatever we make, between 45,000 barrels a day to 160. Diesel oil, again, our consumption annually from transportation is about 2.7 million ton. We can make between 1 ton to 3 million ton. One more thing, we can make a pool, a mix. Part of it, ethanol. Ethanol is easy. Nobody can come and say this is out of the space technology, which is not. We can make ethanol. Part of the gasoline we can replace with ethanol. Part of the gasoline we can replace with a GTL. No need to be dependent. How much cost? What is the value for energy independence? Gentlemen, it is invaluable. I talk about the other options. We can make a bill. Thank you. We can make a mix, like in marketing, but this is for the sake for our beloved country. If we will sign a contract to sell the natural gas, I doubt, everybody doubts, if someone is going to put 2, 3, 4, 5 billions of building ethanol or GTL plants. Well, first, for our country, is to reserve to make it. Secondly, what is left, maybe 100 BCM, can be sold. Gentlemen, I say thank you for your attention. We are under very critical stage. You know, the Supreme Court is considering the export. I just don't understand, because I'm coming to this field. For me, it's easy to talk. I headed a group, we designed Sesol 4. That was many years back. But South Africa, like Israel, was in a very, very sensible situation. They decided to make the petrol and diesel by themselves, and they sustained. There is no replacement, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, to energy sustainability. Thank you.